Hey guys, how are you? Hey Lauren, how are you? Good to see you. Saw a lot of you last night. I just wanted. Okay. I just wanted to introduce you to our state director, George Cavallo. He wants to come and say hi.
How are you?
Hi.
I haven't met you guys. I know you've talked to Karen a couple of times and Dan from our DC office.
Can we lower the TV just so that we can hear you better?
Is not for the United States to come in as an outsider and dictate who.
Yeah, so we're here from Sunrise, Rhode Island. So we were at the event last night and we heard the senator tell us point blank that he is not going to co-sponsor the Green New Deal. And we're all here stronger today to say that that is not going to be an acceptable answer for us. We know that our futures are on the line and we need to continue to demand that Senator Whitehouse co-sponsor the only plan on the table that can confront the climate crisis. So we have collected a lot of petition signatures that we want to deliver to the senator, and we all just kind of want to share why we're here, what we're fighting for, and to continue to ask that Senator Whitehouse sign on. So I'm Emma, I'm 21 years old, I live in Providence, and I'm fighting because I believe that no one should have to choose between a good job and a livable future.
In our elections.
Thank
I'll tell
you.
you what's concerning
I'm
to
Rudy,
me right
I'm
now,
22, I'm a barista, an aspiring kelp farmer, I live in Providence. I'm here because I want to be an old woman someday. I want to have the same promise for a livable future that generations in the past have had.
Thank you. Where are you a barista?
Coffee exchange. I'm
My
Lauren.
12-year-old, that's what she wants her first job to be.
I'm Lauren.
Starbucks.
I'm 21 years old. I live in Providence, and I grew up with access to clean water and clean air, and I don't want any child coming into this world to not have those privileges.
Thank you.
I'm Aiden. I'm a filmmaker. I'm 29. I live in Providence, and I'm too scared to raise a family in this world that we created. So we need to solve that if I'm ever to move into that stage of my life.
I'm Riley, I'm 29 years old, I live in Providence, and I also want my kids to live on a clean earth with clean energy.
From a policy perspective, other than
I'm
the things we've
Marissa,
talked
I'm
about,
19
you
years
separate
old
yourself,
and I live in
particularly from the
Providence, but I was
progressive
born and raised
side
in
of
Charlestown,
this
Rhode
group
Island,
of
and I'm
candidates
here
who are
because
currently
I don't want to see the oceans that I love so much swallow up this beautiful state that I also love so much or get hurt in any way.
They're just going to turn the TV down for us a little bit.
The experiences that I bring, both serving at the state
I'm
legislature,
Oliver, I'm
city
18,
council,
I live in
now
Providence,
for over 6 years
and
in
I'm here
Congress
because I
on
think
the
it's our
Foreign
government's
Affairs Committee,
responsibility
Services and
to
Homeland
keep
Security
coastal cities
committees,
above water.
what to speak of.
I'm Alan. I'm 19. I live in Providence, and I'm here because I want a future for our planet, myself, and everybody else on it.
I'm Carl, I'm 32 years old. I have a family with 2 young children. One's 2, one's 4 months old. And I'm terrified that when they grow up in the world that they're going to inherit is going to be unrecognizable. And they're going to look back and wonder why our generation were cowards and didn't do anything about the impending climate crisis.
Thank you.
I'm Alex, I'm 22, I live in Providence, Rhode Island, and I'm here because this is the only solution that I've heard that could do anything about a problem that affects a lot of people who didn't cause it.
Thank you.
I'm Rebecca, I'm 21 years old, and I'm here because I have an 8-year-old sister, and I want her in 13 years to be in college and looking at a future that is bright and has possibility.
I'm Nina, I'm 21. I'm here for the 2-year-old I babysit here in Providence, and for all the kids who can't be here advocating for their futures. We are their representation and we're fighting for their futures.
My name's Nicole DiPaolo, I'm 26, I grew up in Rhode Island, and I'm standing here today because I think that politicians should represent my interests. The politicians that I elect to represent me should represent my best interest, and right now the only thing that's in my best interest is a plan to deal with the climate crisis that threatens all of our futures.
My name's Sarah, I'm 15 years old, I'm a high school freshman, I'm from North Providence, and I'm here because it's unjust to play political games with our future and the planet's future.
My name's Jackson. I'm 19. I'm from Providence, and I'm here because the people who are least responsible for the climate crisis are the ones who are going to bear the brunt of the consequences, and we need radical change if we want to create a just and equitable future.
Back here.
I'm Kevin, I'm 48, from Providence and Cumberland originally. I'm here, I work in healthcare. We have ozone alert days every summer. more and more often. I work with a lot of people with respiratory, cardiac issues, COPD, CHF. It's a real problem, especially for people who cannot have access to things like air conditioning and are stuck, especially in the city, downtown, the south side. And also the next industrial revolution is either going to be green, and if it doesn't happen here, it'll happen somewhere else and we'll be left behind.
Thank you.
I'm Samson. I am 27, and I have a mother who lives in Providence and doesn't have drinkable water from her tap. I think that is about the most basic human right, and I want to have a future for my kids and grandkids to grow up in, and I don't even think I have a future, because I think our planet is going to die before if we don't do anything. And this is a tangible thing that Senator Whitehouse can co-sponsor and be a real climate leader on this. I know that a lot of Democrats look up to him and look to him for guidance, and so I really think that he needs to do the right thing, and that's co-sponsor the Green New Deal.
My name is Cloud. I'm 21 years old, and I live in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm here today because I feel I have a human responsibility to the future of our species and our planet.
I said Taylor. That said, I have 5 grandkids. I want them to grow up in a world that has, oceans with life in it, and that's not going to be the case with the oceans warming and with the acidification. There's going to be hundreds of millions of people displaced in this world. There's going to be droughts and want, and it's going to be a completely different world than I've been able to grow up in, and I expect Sheldon Whitehouse to take a stand and actually support the Green New Deal and not be out there by himself trying to figure something out. Stand with the people that have a plan.
I'm Peter Nightingale. I'm 71 years old. I live in Kingston. And I'm here because I've been here before, as you remember, George. My main issue is that it's about time that Senator Whitehouse stops shifting on the fence and finally comes down on the right side, which is the fact that there is a constitutional right to a healthy planet. And he should acknowledge that what he stands for doesn't do that. In particular, his position on, let's say, fracked gas and you name it, is one that never acknowledges how deeply corrupt the system is that he represents. And in spite of 200 speeches, 200 plus, maybe it's 220, I don't know, in the Senate, he has never acknowledged the fundamental, basic scientific flaws upon which he rests his career.
I'm Jason. I'm 44. I've been a teacher for 20 years, and I'm hoping that the future that I've told my students that they're going to be having is going to be there.
Thank you. I'm Will. I'm 27. I'm a co-chair of the Providence Democratic Socialists of America. And I'm here because I'm appalled by Sheldon Whitehouse's cowardice. And that's what it is, and we need to call it cowardice. He's too cowardly to support what needs to be done on the issue that he has made his central political issue. If the world is going to end because he's too scared to abolish the filibuster, or play nasty, or dirty, or just hard, good politics, that's appalling. And also, his lack of respect for any activist in the climate movement is appalling. He constantly dismisses grassroots activists and frontline communities. His climate activism is one of elitism. He thinks he has all the answers, and he doesn't have to listen to us. That's ridiculous. We need to make him listen to us.
Here. Jonathan, I'm in South Kingstown. I'm here to help lift up all these amazing young people of Sunrise. They're showing the way that our generation, and before us, we've dropped the ball. They're showing us the way, and I would expect that Senator Whitehouse would recognize that and help lift up their efforts too for all of us. There are jobs here with the green economy, and so we can actually remove ourselves from the militarism and the war economy that's Sheldon is signed on to too often. So it doesn't have to be about jobs. There are jobs, and that's why I'm here.
Thank you.
My name's Aaron. I'm 35. I live in Warren, Rhode Island. I'm here for the same reasons that you all are, because everyone has a stake in this. Everyone from the kid that won't be born for a couple of more months that my wife and I are expecting, to millions and billions of people who we will never meet but who have a stake in this. We all have a stake in this. There's no time to leave.
My name is Martina Mueller. I'm 38 years old. I live in South Kingstown, and I've chosen not to have kids because of our grim climate future. And I'm a scientist. I study marine birds, and I'm actually spending most of my time fighting for climate justice because soon there won't be any marine birds to study because the populations are crashing all over the world because of climate change.
I'm Leah Zuckerman. I'm 20 and I live in Providence, and I want the childhood that I've had, experiencing the world as I know it, to be available to generations to come, and I want my politicians to support that.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alan, 34. I support everything that has been said so far and just want to throw my weight behind that. We don't have a whole lot of time. Gotta get moving. If Senator Whitehouse is really in support of the environment, there's no better initiative or time to get behind than this.
I'm Allie, I'm 18 years old, and I'm here today because people are suffering right now, and to ignore them is egregious and just straight up wrong.
I'm Tamara, I'm 21, I live in Providence, and I'm here because of all the people, all the children, all the plants, all the animals that have been, currently are, and will continue to suffer even more in the future because of climate change.
I'm Ella, I'm 22, I live in Fox Point, and I'm fighting for the community that made me who I am today, that's currently shaping the lives of young people, and whose ability to do that is under threat because of climate change.
I'm Joel, I'm 61, I'm from Gloucester, Rhode Island, and I'm here for those persons who feel their voices are not being heard.
My name's Martin, I'm 30. Thanks for listening to us today. I really want to appreciate that. It can be a bit intimidating to be in a room full of people who all have a vested interest in, for us, it feels like the rest of our lives. And also on our end, it can be really intimidating to be in a new place, making demands that, you've never made before. I think for a lot of people, this is new. Senator Whitehouse is seen as a senator who really leads the climate change, and I talk to older constituents of his, younger constituents of his on a regular basis, and when I told them about this march, they were incredulous that he would not sign on to something like this. They just didn't believe me. That is the same kind of cognitive dissonance that people have about climate change they had about Senator Whitehouse, and I felt that way too. And when I stood in line at this march, they told me that yesterday he had given them a list of reasons on why he was not going to. So I think on a lot of levels, it's ambitious. I think it's an American value to be to be ambitious about your future. And it's also, I think, a good thing to know that a lot of his constituents may feel a very large shock when they start to learn that he's not really backing up what he's saying publicly. He's always been a senator that I respected, so that's something that I want to continue to feel that way about him, and I also want to continue to feel that we have a future in the world that we live in.
Thank you.
Two people just came in.
Go ahead.
We're sharing our name, our age, where we live, and one reason why you're fighting to stop climate change and fighting for a Green New Deal.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Emma. I'm 25. I live in Providence on the west side, and I just want to support the future, and I want children to have a future. I don't think it's fair that we talk about future with them and we're actively taking it away from them.
Thank you.
My name is Jillian. I'm 24. I live downtown in Providence, Rhode Island, and I'm fighting for climate change because there's no alternative to this earth. This is the only one we've got.
I'm Katie. I live in Providence, Rhode Island, in Mount Pleasant, and I'm here today because I'm about to be an adult, and I want to be able to make it through the whole thing.
Well said. Is that everyone?
Is that everyone? Has everyone spoken?
Kendra?
Oh, Kendra. I grew up in Providence. I live in Warwick. I'm 61, and it's been a nice ride. I want everyone else to have a good ride.
Well said.